Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into the third match of the World Cyber Games China 2013 tournament. In the bottom left-hand position, we have the Red Protoss winning game number 2, hailing from South Korea and playing for SK Telecom T1. His name is PartinG, and his opponent in the top right-hand position, playing for Hong Kong, I guess, Team EDT. His name is Nicholas, showcasing some excellent Terran play, but he is playing against PartinG. It's 1-1, tied up the series. Tell me, what's going to happen on Frostino?
Okay, so I think Nicholas is definitely going to go for a Reaper expand. This map is way too good for Reapers. As you can see, there's a little jumping spot in the back of the base, so you can get in there whenever you want. Follow up, that's probably what's going to determine this game, because if he goes 2 racks, I feel like that's the best thing you can do versus PartinG's style of play. The problem with Nicholas's build is, as you saw, he had 2 racks at like 10 minutes in the game, because the way he built his tech tree, there was no way he could have added another racks. And when you're playing against a War Prism style where you need reinforcements constantly to help clean up those zealots, you want as much racks as possible. So I feel like if he mixes in just a straight 2 racks play this game, he will be in a pretty good position.
All right, so hoping for the 2 racks, I suppose. And, well, so far, I mean, like you mentioned, he is going to go open up Reaper. They really are just, I mean, why would you not go Reaper on this map, pretty
exactly.
much? So, until then, we're going to have to see what's going to come from both ends. PartinG looking, pretty standard in his openings as well. Not going for the second gas, so unlike that we're going to see any kind of crazy proxy shenanigans, and we'll most likely just open up with, the Nexus, cancel the Zealot if there's no eBay block, and
Yep, and PartinG, from his side, I would really like to see him go something besides the Zealot, kind of the charged Zealot that he always goes, because if you keep doing that over and over again, there is a chance that your opponent will metagame you and take advantage. And it looks like Nicholas is taking my advice. He has pulled SCVs off of gas. As you can see, he's still on 8 Vespi and gas, and PartinG is getting a little bit mind-gamed because he built the Zealot even though there's no eBay block. You do not want to be spending those 100 minerals.
And you know what? This Reaper can just, have a field day against this probe, which he's going to be able to pick off. Won't be able to get the Zealot with the Mothership Core now out and about, but he's going to see everything, going to notice the gas timings, which of course are extremely important on this map in this scenario, because due to the the strength of the Blink Stalkers coming in from the edge. So the Zealot is going to try to do a dance, but Reaper definitely the better shuffler than the Zealot.
And I really want to point out something that most people can't see. If you saw, he was blocking the Nexus at the natural for as long as possible with just the SCV, no eBay block, and then following that up, he sent his he
actually gets the Reaper. Bit of a misstep from Nicholas. PartinG, I mean, excellent probe control from him. If you can get the surround on such a speedy unit, definitely a solid play from him. So, like you were mentioning with the additional barracks.
Yep, and this will give him, if he goes double tech lap here, he's going to be looking to get stim and combat shields or concussive shells as fast as possible, get as many Marauders and Marines out really fast, and try to kill that Nexus.
All right, so Nicholas, he's ready to put on the aggression. I can't wait to see how PartinG is going to react with that, because PartinG, he always, basically in the early game, he goes for as little as possible. He likes to go and get his tech as early as can be. He does have the Zealot and Stalker here that he can use to do a bit of harassment. This Marine going to get easily picked off from the Stalker, and we do have a pause, please, from PartinG, so, maybe a little bit of issues on his end of the computer.
Okay, so the thing that's really frustrating with Nicholas, or not with him, but like about his position right here, is that he lost the Reaper, and he was initially opening a really aggressive build. So he doesn't know if an Oracle is coming to his base. He has to stay home or build 2 turrets. Either one is extremely not pleasant to do, because when you do this build, you're so money tight. You want to get as much units as possible, or you could leave units at home, which is almost improbable to do. It looks like we're starting.
All right.
But yeah, that's pretty much the most important part of this game. What will Nicholas do now that he has absolutely no information on PartinG's base?
And PartinG is going to follow it up with the Forge, and simply a single Forge. I mean, we're going to see he's building a bunker. Just the unsureness of Nicholas is starting to, be displayed. And we don't even have a second add-on on this barracks.
Wow, that is very rare. He could be going for just a straight stim timing with as many Marines and Marauders as possible. But
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the third racks, but no add-on on the third racks before.
Oh, he is getting a tech lab at this point.
Okay.
So.
Oh, all right, that makes sense because the combat shield takes a significantly slower time than it does the stim does.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he just wanted to make a few Marines and then follow up with the combat shields.
Oh, so Nicholas seems to have extremely sharp build orders.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And as we can see, he did not leave anything at home. He's taking a risk right now. He's saying, if Oracles were to pop in my base right now, I would lose. I don't care. I'm going to take a risk because I'm playing one of the best players in the world. And he's got this Marauder to fend off the 3 Stalkers as well.
Yeah, this is going to be quite hard. The stim is not complete yet. However, that's just a lot of units, and PartinG, he's going to have enough energy for 2 Nexus cannons at this point, but he needs to pretty much pump out as many units as possible. Scan goes down, and the Observer picked off. That's going to be really annoying for PartinG. And in addition to that, he doesn't exactly know to what extent will Nicholas really, kind of commit to this. And excellent force fields move out from PartinG. Is going to be able to focus down the Marauder, picking off a good amount of those Marines as well. Look at the micro and control from PartinG. Despite being completely outnumbered, he's doing an amazing job at picking off these units. Now the Nexus Cannon has been activated as well, and the Marines trying to run up to the high ground, but that's 4 units. What is that going to do? And the Immortal as well, saying, all right, get out of here, Marauder. You're not able to do anything. And there's even a Stalker in the mineral line. PartinG! What amazing control we saw from him. He lost almost nothing.
I feel like this is just a tad bit of nerves coming out from Nicholas. He was seconds away from both his stim and his combat shields finishing. If he had waited 10, maybe even 5 more seconds to push up that ramp, he would have had both upgrades. That attack would have gone significantly better for him. As it were, his Marines all had 10 less HP, and the attack almost completely failed. The investment that you put in when you go 3 racks is a later factory, later eBay. It's all on those 3 racks, and he did almost next to nothing.
So Nicholas, he's trying to do his best to play catch-up, but PartinG, he's already ahead in supplies at this point. It looks like he may want to go ahead and grab his third at some point. He is building a pylon near that third, but, I mean, he's also hanging on gateways. He's going for a lot of upgrades. What do you think PartinG is going to follow this up with?
Okay, so he's going to follow up with the exact same thing he followed up with last game. He's going to build a War Prism soon and then drop a Templar as well as Zealots into the main base. And at the same time, he's going to be gearing up, making Immortals maybe, or just taking a fast third, and then do a follow-up push once the Terran is weakened from the War Prism.
And, even though the third base is completed for Nicholas, can he actually really hold that in this position, especially with Charge and Storm just moments from completion?
Oh, no. Nicholas forgot his reactor on his factory in Starport. It looks like he can only make 1 medevac right now. That is another extremely crappy feeling as a Terran player. Once you look back and I'm like, all right, let me just float over my star. Oh, crap. So Nicholas definitely feeling the nerves. Probably one of his first LAN events ever. But
and the play against PartinG of all players, that's got to be kind of a bad gut feeling that you get. Oh, why did I have to play this guy of all players? PartinG, of course, one of the most accomplished players in the world. He plays for one of the most esteemed teams, SK Telecom, and now he's going to go for the play style that you said he loves to do. He's going to drop some Zealots. This time, he also has Storm available, and if Nicholas does not adapt to this in time, if he is not prepared, then the Storms are just going to completely obliterate Nicholas's economy.
And at the same time, he's going to be pushing out with his main army, forcing the army to come back in the main, and then attacking at the natural.
The Storms go down, taking out a ridiculous amount of SCVs, and with some additional Zealot reinforcements, this game just is looking worse and worse for the Terran player. Nicholas not prepared at all for PartinG style. Up to 15 workers have been killed. Like, what do you do? What do you do when you're this far behind against PartinG of all players?
Yeah, and exactly. And this is the thing that PartinG does so well. He doesn't just harass and, leave it as it is. He takes advantage of this, a Manor pylon going down, letting him know, get out of my game. I'm about to kill you right now. I don't care if you know where my proxy pylon is. And,
I mean, I don't think that even matters. Excellent Storm hitting the bulk of those units. Basically, this is just a Marauder-based army. The force fields are just trapping a ridiculous amount of these units. Zealots tearing through the remaining forces, and PartinG just going to go to town on the command center, and it's lifting up, but not going to survive. Falls almost instantaneously. PartinG now, he's got 2 armor. He's got a ridiculous amount of units, a huge amount of Zealots, Archons. He's got everything he needs to dismantle this Terran army. Nicholas on his last feet, and it looks like we may see the Hong Kong Terran tap out any second.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Nicholas just slipped up a few times in this game.